key industries it considers.
These are industries that you can imagine, like computers and semiconductors, machinery, automobiles, drugs. When you put all those together, those 7 industries, China went from about 4% of global production in 1995, and now they're about 23% of global production. So a phenomenal story.
As for how the Chinese regime has been able to make such big leaps and bounds,
a simple way to put it for China would be that they decided to engage in a whole set of unfair practices, massive subsidies, manipulation of their currency to keep the price down, forcing foreign companies to transfer technology that then goes to the domestic Chinese companies. So a whole suite of things that gave them an unfair leg up.
John Pelson, author of Wireless Wars, China's Dangerous Domination of 5G and How We're Fighting Back, notes part of the issue is in the way the U.S. views its relationship with the Chinese regime.
It's important we keep the distinction between a business competitor. BMW kicked our butts. Japan and Korea have kicked our butts in the automotive market. And the end result is we get great Japanese, Korean, and German cars, and our own industry upped its game and now makes terrific cars. So you could say the best car in the world today is a Tesla, and that's all American right now. That's okay. That's competition. Everyone wins. China, what we're dealing with here is a geopolitical rivalry that's cloaked and disguised as business competition, and it's not.
That's because one of the key differences lies in how each side does business. For the Chinese regime, politics comes first, while free markets go by trust and credibility. Dr. Atkinson points out an example.
If you cross the Chinese Communist Party, you're a company, let's say, and you do something they don't like, and let's say you do something in the U.S. that the government doesn't like, government can't do anything to you, and they won't do anything to you. They might not like it, but they can't do anything to you unless you break the law. In China, you don't have to break the law for the government to go after you, and the Chinese government does go after you.
That's in terms of companies doing business with the Chinese regime. Now, from a country-to-country point of view, there's the neoliberalism view that global trade is a win-win. But when it comes to the Chinese regime, how is that playing out?
When China says win-win, it means China wins twice. And, to be frank, neoliberals have been saying this for 40 years. And for 40 years, we've had a horrific trade deficit with China. We've had trillions stolen in intellectual property and technology. And, and literally coercion, forced technology transfer. Where is the win-win?
Nicholas Eftimiadis is a retired senior intelligence officer and a senior fellow at the Atlantic Council. He notes how complex the relationship between the two countries is.
It's interesting because there's actually collaboration between our universities and our industries. There's a very intense collaboration, and at the same time, we also have a very, very aggressive competition.
Another part of how we ended up